it's me, Bradley G, here at Synergy Cafe. Welcome. We've got a different show today. It's a little bit, we'll call it a special episode. We've kind of shifted gears a little bit. We're just going to pause we're doing these verticals, these different professions for a while, but we'll do that again next week. But something came up and we decided to shift it a little bit. So let me go into the green room and get Mr. Jeremy. He's hiding around here somewhere. Hi, Jeremy.
Welcome.
What are you doing? You're doing the Stan Oliver thing.
I'm thinking today is a great day because it's called Data Privacy Day.
What do you mean?
It's Data Privacy Day. It's serious. If we're trying to protect our personal information online, this is kind of where the show fits in today, doesn't it?
Well, it does. Sure.
It's called what's our show called? It's called Why People Don't Trust Online Income Anymore and Why That's Fair. I like it.
I think a big reason that a lot of that is happening obviously right now because of this AI thing, because you see so much stuff and now we know that it is fake news, as Donald Trump would put it. Fake news. That's fake news.
How many fake news things have you seen lately?
How do I know?
How many fake images have you seen lately? That's actually a conversation I had with a fellow the other Monday, which, by the way, I went fishing for the first time, fly fishing, and I caught a couple tree branches. So, it's proud of that moment.
Anyone big enough to keep?
No. And no, I'm not going to AI image that. But no, we were having a talk about AI images, and he says, how do you really tell what's truth anymore? When you see any image in the entire world now, it's like, is it real or is it fake, right? I thought that's a good point.
It's a very good point. And I think the only way you can do it is meeting someone in person, because the reality is right now, what we're doing right now could be created artificially.
Could be, but it's
not.
We are real people talking about real problems.
Cross the heart, hope to die.
And exactly, yes. So yeah, if you don't trust online income right now, that's not a personal failure. It might actually be a rational response. That is the whole reason behind this show today. So,
and it's about the context of that concept and
exactly
a disclaimer
where it's not the tactics or the tools, right?
Yeah.
Or even for that matter, it's not even about the promises. We're strictly going to focus on the show.
Very much so. I can't promise you that we are real right now.
Maybe we aren't. No, we are. We definitely are. And
I'll tell you, because right now it's 11:03 and you're in Costa Rica. I'm in Fridley, Minnesota, and we're on the central time zone. So that'll date stamp a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, it is the same time. So let's get started, shall we? Let's pop up a slide, our first one, and let's talk about things.
Our first one is the why. Why people don't trust online income anymore.
A lot of this was sourced out from the WEF website. Apparently, Davos was a thing that happened last week. And if those of you that don't know what Davos is, it's where a bunch of global leaders want to get together and tell us what's happening in the world. So this is where a lot of this information comes from.
And WEF stands for?
Is the World Economic Forum.
Got it.
So yeah, right now on the why people don't trust online income, $2.52 trillion was spent on global AI, which is the forecast for the 2026. So that's what's going to be upcoming spending of this year.
Just on forecasting. Wow.
That's insane. 95% approximately of AI projects produced no measurable returns to date.
What?
That one's a little tricky to describe, but I'm pretty certain people were told technology kind of, makes everything easier.
Well, you got to define what measurable is, because I use an AI type thing for making shorts. You take this video and you put it in Opus clips, and it chops it into shorts. So those are sort of artificially generated and makes these shorts. And I can, when I put them on YouTube, I do see some of them get a lot of traffic and some don't. So
Right.
I guess I can't really measure if those are humans that are viewing it or if
Yeah.
they're just bots going through. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, yeah, third point on there, public expectations still outpace real outcomes in tech adoption. Now, I'm going to say maybe that's the fact that their lived experience didn't match with the technology side of things. So,
Or you're saying what they expected out of it?
what they expected out of it, exactly. So, entertainingly, that's stats slide number 1. And what did we learn from that? Okay, so trust didn't disappear overnight. It eroded slowly as outcomes failed to match the narratives. And the global leaders basically are now publicly acknowledging this mismatch. This is the abundance narrative that exists alongside anxiety and instability.
I think a lot of people didn't really trust the internet anyways, because they're concerned about, opting into some scammer's page that looks like Apple or Google or whatever. So they didn't trust it anyways. But now with this whole AI thing, I think they distrust it even more.
There's lots of distrust about this, especially since the release of AI, because a lot of it is more, it falls into the wrong hands and you can create some bad things, right?
I'm already seeing a lot of that. It's impossible to get away from the political element of things.
That's true.
And you can see where people are creating these memes or using graphics, and it looks so real. I remember a long time ago, I saw Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, and Donald Trump, and they were singing, and Mark Zuckerberg was tending bar. And I know that didn't happen.
Yeah.
But it looked like it.
You gotta have that common sense factor kick in a little bit too.
Yeah, and now it's I'm questioning my own common sense. This stuff looks so real.
It can be, but there are certain telltales when you get noticing those types of things.
For example,
on an image creation, let's say if it doesn't show that reality. So like, I just made an image that put me in a place that I was at, but I didn't take that specific picture. So what I thought about after the fact was, why didn't I stand and pose beside it? Was a Cybertruck in Vegas. Okay. So I took a picture of the Cybertruck, and that's where I left it. But then I just made this AI image of me standing beside the Cybertruck. And I said, well, I was there. I took the picture. I was there, right? That's my truck. And you can tell the differences are shadows on an image. Shadows don't quite align, or perhaps reflections don't quite align on a generated image. So those signs are noticeable.
So in your situation, you had two things to put side by side and compare. If you had nothing to compare it to, would you still be able to know?
Exactly. Your brain would think no. Your brain would absolutely think no. So
well, that's why I like what we're doing. I think if people get to know, like, and trust us, they might get involved with something, whether it be working together or training or something.
Collaboration. Yeah.
Because we're putting ourselves out there, but they don't know if we're real or not.
Yeah. We don't know if we're real some days either, especially when you're sleeping.
Should we step forward to the next
Let's
one
do
of the AI and job transformation? That's the next.
This is a good one.
Will that work? That worked where you got rid of that one, and now it's
Just
in
right
order.
there.
It's good enough. Cool.
This was a duplicate. AI is changing. I don't know why AI didn't even put AI in there, but AI is changing jobs, but not evenly.
Well, there's a way that you can't tell if it was AI or not because it's repeated it, but humans make mistakes like that too. So
Yeah,
I still don't know.
we even stutter.
Yeah.
So AI is changing work faster than most people can adapt. Job transformation does not equal job improvement. Many roles are being reshaped without clear transition paths. And people hear new jobs are coming, but they do not see how they personally move. So, in the stats here, 40% of jobs will be transformed or eliminated by AI. And you can already see that happening in instances such as content writers or graphic
Graphic
designers.
design.
Yeah. So you can see that that's already being implemented and taking place. 60% in advanced economies may face structural change. That was a statement by Kristalina Georgieva. She's apparently one of these bigwigs up there.
Okay.
78 million new roles are projected by 2030.
Wow.
But of those, 92 million could disappear. That's labor market projections. So if you
Wait a
think
minute.
that
Wait. 78 million are going to be there, but 92 million are going to disappear. How's that going to work out?
could disappear. So think about like this. You have a surgeon performing surgery. Now they're going to implement an AI to come in and assist with that surgery. So there's one role that's going to be projected using AI. Whereas if AI gets advanced enough to start performing surgeries, which there apparently has been in China, if I'm not mistaken,
Mm-hmm.
That's a position that's disappearing. As far
So
as
what's happening is there's going to be 78 million new ones, and then it's going to erase all of those and more.
correct.
I just saw one with a guy getting his haircut. It was a robot haircut. Their argument for it was there's a lot of emotional stuff that happened in the barber shop where you get to see your barber and hang out and stuff, where you just put your credit card in and have something cut your hair. It's not the same experience.
Exactly. So AI is basically they're not replacing emotions, and is it kind of one of those things? When people feel displaced or uncertain, do they stop trusting opportunity narratives?
Well, that's a creepy element of it too, because I've seen some Elon Musk stuff where you have partners. You buy these robots and they're your partner, your friend. And I've seen that with kids' toys too, the little furries.
Yeah.
They got you don't buy a real cat, you get one that batteries are included.
That's right. And then they talk to you.
The cat talks too.
Well, the furries don't they? Don't they talk to you, or is that something else?
I suppose they do, but if you want if you want a AI pet, I would want it to be a cat, and I want it to meow. I don't want it to go, "Hey, Brad, you want to go for a walk?"
Although, if you could talk to your pet, that would be something entertaining, wouldn't it?
Well, our little dog Kingsley, he's got this intense stare, and he's trying to tell you something, like he's trying to convey it through telepathy or something, and you wonder, what is he trying to convey here? So yeah, maybe at that times it would be nice to go on the back, flip that little switch from AI to real, and you can start projecting the human language instead of barking.
Just thinking of that movie Up, the Disney movie Up, with the old guy and the kid and the dog and the balloons, and the dog starts talking through that collar.
Yeah,
something like that. Maybe it's already out there. We don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I go back and forth on this. Some of it, I'm continuing to do my entrepreneurial journey, but I'm not taking it as serious because tomorrow might come. You know what I'm saying?
You never know.
You build this thing up and all of a sudden we're all ascending to heaven. Well, not all of us, but
A little bit skeptical there, aren't you?
well, I'm would we call that a realist? Because some of this stuff seems like it's pretty close.
It
I
is.
mean,
Yes.
I'm in Minneapolis right now, and if you don't know, there's a lot of chaos and crazy shit going on in Minneapolis right now.
Yeah.
I mean, crazy.
Crazy. Well,
So
if you want to talk job transformation, let's talk about skills disruption next.
okay, let's
This could be a different one.
Are you able to put that up there? I thought you did that. You want me to do it?
I set it up for you.
There it is. Poof.
Ta-da! Skills are being upended.
Yeah, the one I think about a lot is graphic designers, like some of these images that we have. A graphic designer could be working at that for like a month, but I can do it in Chat GPT in 30 seconds.
Exactly.
So they're going to be gone or changed.
So nearly half of workers' skills are being disrupted. 44% of workers' core skills will be disrupted by 2027. That is the WEF Global Skills context.
Photographers, videographers.
Yes, absolutely. Both are there. Education and retaining lag behind technology. People are told to just learn new skills without clarity or support. That kind of creates paralysis, not motivation.
It does. You definitely need to give me some more behind just this new skill, because what am I going to do? Learn how to macrame?
See, and that's the important distinction. The skills aren't disappearing, right? AI is kind of helping more people try to gain new skills.
I think that a lot of the skills that people are going to start getting are sales and marketing skills.
For global AI skills supported by 2030. AI skills support by 2030. I got to say that properly. So 120 million workers. Let's say a construction worker, no one can teach them how to use a hammer except for another person. Now, how would AI target that construction worker to obtain AI skills? There's kind of, there's certain trades that I think are not going to make it on this list just because of,
Well, I'll use my brother as an example. And I used to do design drafting where you lay out these big I-beams and you have to measure things so that the beam will come in and it'll fit the next beam properly. And there might be a cutout so that it can slide in the right way. And you had to prepare all that. But my brother just goes through now and goes, I need a beam with end A that needs to fit with end B. And he pushes a button. And now the machine just does it all. And he sits back and watches it to make sure the torch is working right.
Wow. So I guess in instances like that, that's AI skills you need to learn.
Yeah, he needs to know how to program the machine to do the stuff rather than knowing how to, adjust the acetylene and oxygen on a torch.
Yeah. Whereas sometimes those manual ways were just as easy, wasn't it? But now I guess it's just production. Everything's moving so fast in the world. So you need to build more devices to learn these skills in order to kind of keep up.
Well, like some of the graphics I've been using, I used to use Canva. I still have a Canva account and it's a paid account, but it's so much easier just to talk to Chat GPT and tell it what I want. And then it just gives me a thing in about 30 seconds or a minute.
Exactly.
So
I use GPT for slide images, but this is designed using Image Studio within Wealthy Affiliate.
Yeah.
I think works a little bit better, but kind of more creative anyway.
Yeah, it depends on what kind of image you want. That I think that's what's going to happen too. There's going to be these things of artificial intelligence, and you get to choose: do I want this flavor of AI or this flavor of AI?
Yeah. Yeah. So back onto the skills. When people don't know which skills matter, they distrust anyone claiming certainty. So if you're going to start hearing things like, well, how do you know how to build a house? You know, AI told me.
Well, maybe it's one of these things where you don't have to know how to build the house. You just got to get the machine that's going to do it. Like you've seen those ones that the buildings are created through this thing that just drops down concrete, makes concrete walls, and it just...
Yes, I did. I think they're kind of like a big 3D printer.
Yeah, and I saw another one this morning where there was this big vinyl thing, and it just had a machine that blew air into it, and it inflated it, and then they had stuff that went and put spray concrete over the top of it, and now you got these domes.
That's insane.
So it's really just knowing how to run the machine.
Technology's there, skills are there. Just learn.
Like our friend Roy Breton over in the UK, he's got a stump grinding business.
Okay.
And back in the day, you used to probably have to chop it up with an axe and stuff. And now he's got this thing that's basically kind of remote control. So he just sits back with a cup of coffee and grinds a stump.
Mm-hmm.
It's just way different nowadays.
Yeah. Far advancements. Far advancements. How does this turn into AI scaling? What's the reality behind that?
Okay, how would you define AI scaling?
AI scaling would in my mind would be like plug and play, right? You want to just plug in your AI machine, your computer. There you go. AI is not plug and play, so I was wrong.
Well, it kind of could be as far as scaling, because you are plugging and playing multiple, like I was talking about, if you want to use
type it in,
ChatGPT, or you want to use the thing in Wealthy Affiliate, you're starting to stack those things on top of each other and plugging and playing both of them at the same time.
So the reality is massive investment does not equal easy outcomes. Even large companies struggle to scale AI. So right there, 1.5 trillion invested in AI last year. That was last year. And approximately 2/3 of companies haven't scaled AI beyond the pilot program. That I find quite interesting, actually.
It is, because AI is such a broad topic. It sort of depends on what they are trying to scale. What are they testing?
Think of Google. Or Microsoft, their little AI search engines. If they've only got those as pilot projects where the machines are answering you, that's just a fraction of what they're actually capable of doing.
A very small fraction.
And I just couldn't believe. I wouldn't know what to think when we get the full release of a lot of these AI products, or beyond the pilot project.
Looking at it from a small point of view, it's kind of like the affiliate marketing model. A lot of people think that it's just selling training to people on how to do affiliate marketing. They think that's what it is.
Yeah.
But the reality is it's everything from selling solar panels to RV equipment to fly fishing equipment to anything on Amazon is an affiliate product.
So you bring up a good point. If we're thinking it's kind of a struggling factor, if corporations are struggling, can you imagine that we would feel even more overwhelmed if that's the case?
No, maybe not, because when you got 10 people at a boardroom table, you got all these minds that are just creating friction, because they got all different noise. But if it's just one or two people talking about it, it's much easier to move things forward. It's kind of like, what if everybody's got an oar in the boat, and then nobody knows what direction they're going? They're just doing this.
Yeah.
But if you're synchronized, going in the same direction, it's a little easier, I think.
Well, that's true. Well, leaders do report organizational redesign and skill gaps as the biggest hurdles. So basically, that is, if AI is not plug and play for the billion-dollar companies, then it will not be for the individuals either, which is exactly what we just said.
So let's see. Let me read that again. If AI isn't plug and play for the billion-dollar companies, it won't be for. I don't know about that. It's kind of like the big cruise ship. It's so big, it's going forward. It's hard to slow it down, and that's what I think the big giant companies are. Is they can't pivot like an entrepreneur can.
I suppose you have to fine tune the biggest companies and really ask that question. Like cruise ships, yeah. What about those mega yachts or whatever they call them now? Those mega ships.
Well, I was using it as an analogy that the big companies are so big they have a hard time changing direction.
No, I caught that.
I just read a thing or watched a video about Coca-Cola. They're shutting down a bunch of their plants, and they're building one plant in California, and they're going to sell their brand as opposed to trying to do their own bottling and distribution.
Okay.
So they're getting rid of that. They're just selling their brand and having someone else make it. They're just going to put their name on it.
They're done making Coke, basically. But
yeah, they don't need any employees to do this. All they have to do is say, hey, you want to use our brand? It's going to cost you some money. Because they do have a big brand.
But it's true. It's been around for a while.
Yeah. Coca-Cola.
Fun little side.
Oh, you froze up there. Come back, Jeremy. Come back. Come on. Got to give a little CPR there. Come on, Jeremy. Jeremy, you can come on back, Jeremy. You froze up, dude. Come on.
Did I freeze? I'm back.
I'm giving you some AI CPR here, buddy. Come on back, Jeremy.
I'm back. No, speaking of Coca-Cola, I just want to bring up an image. Shoot, I don't have.
Alrighty.
I don't have the image. I'm sorry.
Well, you can share it with next week.
Next week, I had.
Oh, you froze up again. A little more CPR. Come on back. What's going on with this internet thing? That's one concern with for me is the internet. What if the internet just goes away?
I'm back. I'm back. I was trying to keep frozen because I saw myself.
Oh, you're playing a little AI joke on me.
Oh, man. Anyway, no, Coca-Cola, it was one of the logos I tried to recreate. I did it with Ford. I did it with Heinz Ketchup was another one. And because Coca-Cola's logo has been so outdated, I thought, well, what happens if Coke had a rebranding logo design? So I was farting around with that. But I can't find the image, so unfortunately, everybody doesn't get to see it.
I don't think they will. I think they got their thing already laid out. It's going to be that scripty thing all the time, and the hourglass bottle, and they're going to stick.
It'll never change. Exactly.
Okay, let's do the next deal.
We've segued too many times.
Technology, jobs, and wealth. A new reality. Dun, dun, dun.
Hey, what do we got? Technology, automation, and adoption. Trust did not fail because people are weak. It failed because narratives skipped reality. So the wealth conversations that we have need to shift from speed to resilience, from promises to process. So 4.9% of global unemployment is projected in 2026. 41% of organizations expect job roles reduced due to AI exposure. 70% plan to hire with new AI-related skills through 2030. So they're not replacing the job. Again, it goes back to learning the skills of AI in order to get your next job.
Well, let me throw this wrench in the works. With the global unemployment, what would you consider someone that is self-employed to be unemployed? What if they lost their job and they decided to do their own deal?
I think there's so many people out there doing that, but they call them unemployed.
Yeah, but it's not true. I think they still have they just don't have a slave or a slave master. They're not a wage slave. They're free, like you 100%. And me.
100%. And that's part of the reality is I don't think people are realizing or witnessing that, especially these top gurus. They're not seeing that as the case.
Right. They're old school.
Yeah.
Because it became real evident when the COVID thing happened, some people had to do something. So what they ended up doing is saying, I'm gonna drive Lyft or Uber, or I'm gonna go do DoorDash, or I'm gonna sell my little pom-pom people on Etsy.
Yep.
They just
online stores became a thing. You know, people created lots of online stores to go shopping at, and how many storefronts closed because of that?
Well, I've told you the story probably about these kids in Fridley here that started a Pokemon business.
I did hear about that. I think that's the smartest thing they did.
They just have a live stream and a Shopify store. So they live stream, they open up the cards and they go through them and then they put them on the Shopify store for sale.
Yep.
And there's rumor that they were doing $300,000 a month. Just some 20-something-year-old kids.
Yep.
Smart.
Shopify. Pokemon is a big thing, isn't it?
It is. I don't understand it at all. But there's a place that I go to one of my magician meetings. We're renting a room at this place called Game Center in Roseville, Minnesota. And they've got these big, giant tables with all these little castles and houses and people and critters and stuff. And they're playing these games. They got these special multi-dimensional dice, not just 6-sided, but sometimes like 12 or 20-sided.
Yeah.
I don't understand how to play it, but these guys the parking lot is packed.
Weird. But they don't use AI.
No, they're just having some fun.
And that's what I think people need to realize. So even though this was based off of, we call them elite, but even though this is based off of their stats, we have the power to change a lot. We can create kind of our own outcome out of the whole deal. And as online business builders ourselves, I think we can showcase that even though we talked about certain things in this episode, we're kind of the ultimate decision leaders of ourselves.
You do have the freedom as long as there's internet.
Stats are stats. Yes. Internet was given to us for that reason. So let's take advantage of it. And
we want to reiterate that we did this as for the content. It's not so much for the solution because really, I don't know what the future holds.
Yeah.
I'm kind of good at being a futurist and seeing what's going on.
Yep.
Early on, I knew that the phone and the TV and the computer and all that stuff was going to come together. I could see the idea of the internet. I never knew that it would be that you'd have the powerful computer this powerful in your hand. That blows my mind. So where is this AI thing going to be going when you just got your special glasses on, you walk around, I'm looking for a sausage mushroom pizza to be delivered at the beach. Could we just have that happen? And all of a sudden it just shows up on a drone, comes and drops it in your lap. So
Yeah.
be careful what you wish for, because you may get it. I wish I had a pizza right now. I could eat a horse. Ah!
Boom. There's your horse. The key is not to panic. Yeah. Oh dear. No,
I think
you have to have patience with AI. Definitely. Learn.
when you panic, you start getting in more of a like a tribal mindset. You start to it freezes stuff up. It's a fight or flight kind of thing.
Yeah.
You have to kind of just chill out and kind of look off in the distance.
So we should definitely question what's going on around us. Exactly.
Yeah, question reality.
Question reality. Question the narrative.
So for that, we'll segue into the being live and in person, face to face.
Yes.
And if you saw the movie Matrix, we can't even trust that.
That's a good point. I like that movie, by the way.
I do too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very, very, very real. Very real. So we should bring back our in-person shows next week. Go back into our
occupations.
Occupations, I think, because in that way we are talking to real people, and if we don't get real people on, at least we talk about the real people. So next week we have our choice. We got social workers. We could do magicians, and you could showcase some of your skills. Or we could do, like you said, Uber drivers. I think that would be a fun one to do.
Is that still a thing? I used to drive Lyft. Is that a popular?
Tons of Uber drivers in Canada still.
Yeah.
Tons. And here in Costa Rica, if you don't get a Turismo van or a taxi, you're phoning an Uber. They're here. It's still a thing.
Huh. I wonder if that's a. Okay, we've got to figure out what we're going to talk about next week.
We can just surprise.
We can tell them, why don't you tune in next week and find out?
That's true.
Is it what do they call them? What do they call that industry of driving?
Gig workers.
Gig workers? I thought there was
gig workers.
They're on driving.
So no, as gig workers are like Uber and DoorDash and things like that.
Yeah. So we've either been talking about that, or magicians, or social workers.
Or social workers. Tune in next week to find out.
And I don't even know. We'll let Jeremy choose. And I'll be surprised with whatever he comes up with.
Dun, 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 dun.
Okay, buddy. This was a fun one. This is interesting how it all fell in with National Technology Day or whatever the heck you talked about.
Yeah, Data Privacy Day. Yes, and
Data Privacy Day. Yeah,
it was National Kazoo Day, National Blueberry Pancake Day, and one more, Library Shelfie Day. Don't ask.
Yeah, we should mix those all up together and have a party.
There we go. Right on.
Hey, buddy, I'll put you in the green room there. Take care.
Adios.
There you have it. See, he said adios because he's in Costa Rica. Speak the Spanish. So that's all I've got for you. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Please comment below if you maybe have some suggestions of what you think we should do. And if you want to connect with Jeremy, here's how to find him. This is where all these blueprints are going. It's from 0 to 100k.com/blueprints. And if you want to find us, you can go to magicbrad.com/ww. That is a page that I built for me and Jeremy. So if you want to find us, you know how to find us right there, magicbrad.com/ww. Peace, love, and happiness. Enjoy the rest of your day. Be good, be kind, be nice. Did I say be nice? Yes, I did. Be nice. Bye.